New York City announces a plan to bring all kids back in the classroom and what students won't be able to do this fall.
It was a much cooler afternoon. Where we're going to be by morning ahead.
Bagel buns, fried hot dogs, the bagel shop that's serving up more than just your average bacon, egg, and cheese. This is News 4 Now for May 24th. I'm Adam Cooperstein. And New York City public schools will fully reopen this fall. Mayor de Blasio saying that remote learning option off the table. The mayor first made the announcement on MSNBC's Morning Joe. De Blasio says all students will return to in-person learning 5 days a week. Unlike this school year, where more than half of public school students have chosen the remote option.
I have talked to so many parents who have been wanting to hear this confirmed, and I am confirming it once and for all. We're going to have plenty of protections in place.
The city says masks will be required and other rules are going to depend on the updated CDC guidance at the time. The first day of school is scheduled for September 13th. A massive house party in New Jersey turns into chaos after a shooting where 2 people were killed and 12 others were hurt. This happened at a 90s-themed birthday party just before midnight Saturday in Bridgeton. Police say at least 100 people were there when gunfire erupted at the home on East Commerce Street. A 30-year-old woman and a 25-year-old man were both killed. Police used dogs to search a wooded area for evidence after witnesses told them that shots were coming from the woods. So far, no one has been arrested. There's a beefed-up police presence in Jewish neighborhoods in Brooklyn. This comes after 2 anti-Semitic attacks in Borough Park and a string of attacks across the city and the country. One of the attacks in Borough Park was caught on surveillance video. You can see the men police are looking for get out of a blue Toyota. They harass a group of Hasidic Jews. Police believe that same group was involved in another attack along Ocean Parkway. Investigators say they ordered 2 teams to repeat anti-Semitic statements. When those teams refused, police say those men punched them. Well, meet the city's newest New Yorkers. They have penthouse views from their very special nesting box on top of the Marine Parkway Bridge in Queens. These 2 peregrine falcon chicks just hatched. The MTA says they're healthy, and they just received ID bans to help wildlife experts keep track of the endangered birds that were nearly wiped out by pesticides back in the 1960s. The weather yesterday made it a perfect day for outdoor opera. A program called The Opera Next Door presented Mozart's Così fan tutte right on a stoop on Willoughby Street in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. It all started last summer when soprano Sasha Gutierrez started performing to anyone who wanted to stop by and listen. The company's goal to elevate opera from its usual trappings and bring it back to the people. After a summer-like weekend, Maria, it was sure nice to cool down a little bit.
Yeah, to have that 25 degree temperature drop for high temperatures, we definitely felt it. It's going to be a cool and quiet evening ahead as temperatures do still stay in the 60s. Some sunshine getting in there, though, before it sets after 8 o'clock tonight and then dropping slowly into the 50s. So between the evening and midnight, our temperatures only varying about 8 degrees or so. Down to 55 tomorrow morning, White Plains at 50, a few 40s from Poughkeepsie into Monticello, 53 in Islip. Note the winds south about 5 to 15 miles per hour. That's going to be a big change maker for us tomorrow as we get into the afternoon. Today in the easterly direction, more of the southerly flow will bring back the humidity and bring up those temperatures just a little bit for the afternoon.
Bagels, they're a New York staple, but it's a shop that's half an hour from the city. It's getting a lot of buzz. And New York Live shows us how they're serving up more than just your basic bagel.
It's a bakery with a backstory getting a tremendous amount of buzz. So naturally, I had to take the trip to West Orange to see what Bagels by Jarrett is all about. So Jarrett, so legend has it that you just used to like to bake and your bagels were so good that the neighborhood essentially forced you to open up a shop. Is that true? Is there truth in there?
I would never call myself a baker. I still wouldn't call myself a baker, but I did come up with a really good bagel. But it was one of those things that was like, dude, you have a little bit of a gift here, go for it. Good afternoon, Bagels by Jarrett. California's usually a 2-day turnaround, and we try to ship on Wednesday so that you'll have them on Friday.
Burrata bagel.
Is it burrata bagel?
The fact that I came here with one sandwich on my mind and ordered something completely different, you can't make your mind up.
So what does everybody need to know about Bagels by Jarrett?
How I would word him is literally a magical scientist when it comes to food.
We would give up this baby for Jarrett's Bagels.
So tell me about the menu.
Yeah, so I get bored really easily, and bagels aren't really fun. We only have 3 types of bagels, plain, everything, and sesame. Once in a while, we have a chocolate bagel that we do. One day, I started playing with dough out of boredom in the shop, and the guys were like, dude, we have to make bagels. And I was just playing with dough, and I created a little disc. And I was like, I wonder if we could fill this disc with something. And from there came the bagel bun, as it was referred to as. Bacon, egg, and cheese bun?
That looks insane. It's hot. Oh my God.
That's right.
We're a bagel shop that makes tacos and fried chicken sandwiches and like special egg rolls. Like, this makes no sense whatsoever. People get angry at us. People will pull up and they're like, you're a bagel shop. What do you mean you don't have cinnamon raisin and strawberry cream cheese? I'm like, we don't, but we have awesome tacos today.
Jarrett, you have absolutely spoiled me today. Tell everybody how they also can experience their Bagels by Jarrett.
It's all curbside. You just order when you get here. We have online ordering as well, but we don't do any phone orders. You just pull up, place your order when you get here, and we run it right out to you.
Bagels by Jarrett is legit. Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks for coming.
It's hard to impress New Yorkers, and we've seen everything, right? But there's a new park that's super impressive. It's floating on the Hudson River, and people are excited about this thing. It's called Little Island. It's open to the public now. It's at Pier 55 and designed to look like a leaf floating on the water. Here's for Erica Byfield gives us a look.
Little Island is an oasis filled with wandering paths, spaces to gaze.
It's wonderful, and it's creative, and it's just so very New York.
At its peak, there's a vista overlooking the Hudson River. The glimmering views of downtown in New Jersey are stunning.
The architectural elements of this are just blow me away. Haven't seen anything like it before.
There wasn't always this kind of fanfare about the park. In fact, what you see here almost didn't happen.
Got to the point where my family said to me, would you please stop this nonsense? I mean, go where you're wanted.
Billionaire Barry Diller is Little Island's creator and primary funder. He says years of legal battles made him think about scrapping this idea. A call from Governor Andrew Cuomo reassuring him of state and city support saved it.
The real reason to do it is this. It's to see people being really happy in the city.
He wanted the $260 million park to feel like Oz.
There are 132 concrete tulips back there. You see them? Each one of those is unique. Each of them were built to hold a different amount of soil and greenery.
Gardeners here tended 250 species of flowers, trees, and shrubs. There are also 3 places for live performances. Those start in June. The largest amphitheater can seat more than 650 people. There's also room to eat. There are several food trucks tucked away in a space dubbed the playground.
You cannot come on this and not smile. Well, no matter what your problems are.
The Diller Von Furstenberg Family Foundation is going to cover the upkeep costs for 20 years. But Diller hopes this gym is around much longer than that.
The idea that maybe 100 years from now, people will come on it and say, that's something.
Erica Byfield, News 4, New York.
If I could push myself.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.